Hello, hello, and welcome to the Beaker Show. We are jumping in today with session 101, which is pretty cool. We're on the long run here in the last bit of some of our campaign. Big arc here, but making some real progress. So today's going to be a little bit shorter of a session. We have a player that needs to leave a little bit early, so we're going to just progress a little bit here. Maybe get another point or two, see what's going on in the tree town or tree city of Senelise. So bring our players in here, we'll get a little recap going, and we'll see what we're up to today. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the story. Alright, so bring you guys back in here. Last session, we picked up right after you guys had fought in one of the elven towers. You guys had fought Dom and had dispatched him, but then found some evidence contrary to what you might have thought in the beginning about who he was or who he was working for, that led you to investigate his tower a little bit, try and figure out some more about what was going on. In the process, you found a cursed sword and some interesting papers that appeared to be blank, possibly magically. But as you guys were kind of digging through this stuff and figuring out where you wanted to head next, there came a knock on the door as the other elder, Yiskul, had appeared. And you guys weren't very trusting of him, but you gave him an opportunity to speak. You guys tried to talk with him a little bit. You figured out that he was the brother of Dom, so these two elders were brothers. He gave you some more information about how they had made these circlets in order to try and infiltrate a little bit. It seemed like they had the interest of the people at heart, and that they were trying to do their part in removing control of their city from who they thought had placed the bands, which was the dragon. You guys corrected him and informed him a little bit more about what was going on. You also offered to revive his brother if they were willing to help out. They were, and they gave you a little more information about the town and about some things that were going on in other areas of the world, including some happenings in Baldur's Gate that might correlate with one of your aspects that you're chasing, as well as some more information about what was going on around town here. You were informed that of the elders, these two were the only ones native to this town. It seemed like there were elders from each town that may or may not have arrived yet, but that it was up to you if you wanted to try and take them out, or maybe scope them out. He had mentioned that of all of the elders, as far as he could tell, him, Yiskul, and Dom were the only two that were not actually being controlled, that the rest had tiaras that were probably real and probably affecting their mental state. So you guys decided, with probably a good half a day or so before the festival starts, that you would use that time to maybe scope out the area, and it sounds like the brothers are going to try and assist you with a final assault against the dragon. They have offered to try and take care of the citizens, the ones that are mind controlled. They will do their best to hold them off without injuring them, so that you guys won't be hampered in your attempts to take out the aspect. But that the elders might present a problem, so it might be good to figure out what you want to do about them. So you guys have kind of started thinking about what you wanted to do there, and as you were leaving the tower to begin wandering around, you did catch word through the wind, quite literally, that one of the elders of one of the towns, Elder Visor, was going to be fighting in the fight arena, and that any challengers were welcome. I think it piqued your interest, as you guys may be headed that way. So, as we pick up here, you guys are still outside the towers in the city of Solis. I had just caught word of that. So I will turn it over to you guys, and you can let me know where we're headed.
How's friend looking to with us?
Brenda?
Friend, the Kreider.
Oh, Kreider, yeah. I thought you said Brenda. I was like,
Um,
I haven't put a Brenda in here yet.
That was his code name, right?
yeah.
Kreider? Kreider's looking good.
Okay.
I would say
So-
Lalia's looked better, but
Oh.
she took a lot of lightning bolts to the face there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Kreider could go a few more rounds without being in dire need.
Just saying, if we're walking over to check this fight out,
I think so that Lalia can do some stuff to help herself out, but she would probably be telling everyone that we better be getting a nap before the events this evening.
like, how long of a nap? Are you talking like an 8-hour nap? Or are you talking like a hour nap? Or
8-hour nap? What kind of naps you having? No, I mean just like a siesta. Like, you know, you chill, relax for like an hour or maybe 2.
oh, okay. Yes. Suppose we could do that. I was hoping for like a longer nap.
You sleep too much. Are you getting
Oh,
enough
good to go.
iron in your diet?
Enough for what?
Iron? You know?
Probably not.
Oh, we might need to work on that. You need to eat more vegetables.
Gross.
Yeah, see, that is why you need an 8-hour nap.
You're gonna eat junky apple juice.
You know,
Those
babe,
aren't vegetables.
I don't think there's any iron in chunky apple juice.
You'll be surprised.
I bet it cleans you out though.
Yeah, it really does.
why
Telling you,
you're all-
way to go.
That's why you're always so upbeat. The rest of us are holding shit in.
Ah, I see what you did there.
Well, maybe they have like maybe they bring like food around. If we're just watching the fight, maybe we could get like a rest there.
We have to promise not to join the fight. That is the way we're doing that. That is fine. We will go to the fight. I will try to take a nap in the stands, but I will also do this just real fast to be on the safe side. And she will cast a prayer of healing
Hmm.
to help everybody out. And so that is 13 points of healing to anybody who needs it.
Okay.
And 22 points of healing to herself.
Nice.
How
Thank
much
you,
healing
Zydan.
was that?
What did I say? I already forget.
13.
13.
13. Ready.
Oh, I have a small complaint.
You always
Just
have a complaint.
about the game, not in role-playing aspect, but I really wish that one draconic trait was like per short rest instead of per long rest.
Yeah, right. Give me one thing.
Should have been a warlock. No. The trade-off is extreme between the two.
Nah, it's the chromatic ancestry or whatever, the chromatic warding.
Oh, yeah, I
Mhm.
see what you're saying. Came in clutch there, though.
It sure did. We rarely come into contact with enemies that use lightning as their primary source of damage, though.
Mm-hmm.
So does that do anything as far as my wrist goes? Or it was the elbow, right?
Yeah, the swelling's going down a little bit.
Oh,
It
okay.
wasn't actually affecting you, just cosmetics.
I mean, you could obviously take a nap during the fight, but I'm gonna be watching it. And we'll see if he gets weak at all. I'm not saying that I'm gonna jump into the fight, I'm just saying if he gets weak, we might have to initiate something.
I don't actually expect I'll be able to rest, which is why I am insisting that we try to prioritize it for after the fight.
Ah, okay. All the elders use magic though, right?
I believe that is what we have heard.
Okay. I just wonder if there's like gonna be another fight after this fight.
Well, we will cross that bridge when it comes to it. Though I tell you what, if it gets late enough, I might just leave your asses and go take a nap somewhere.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. You have a sending stone. If we need you, we'll call you.
Alright. You know what? Maybe I will do that. To be on the safe side.
Okay. So I take it you're going back to the tavern bar area where we left Callie last time.
If Lolly looks around, does it look like there's like a copse of trees or something that she could lay down that's not less formal sleeping area and more like a lovely park?
You guys did go. I think you went through the park.
Okay.
Yeah. Like over here, there was some, and there's like some benches and seating just about everywhere.
Okay. I think I am going to go find a bench and sit and enjoy the nature sounds.
Okay.
But I
Yeah,
will.
there's another seating area over on the other side, and a park over here.
Okay. I will find the one that has the least stairs to it. Least, not none. And I will plan to meet you at the arena unless you send me otherwise. How's that sound?
Yeah, should be fine.
Alright.
Alrighty.
So probably the easiest would be like around the spirit tree area. There seems to be
Okay.
like some benches and things set up there.
Yep, and that way she's kind of central too, so like if she does need, she gets a NSOS, she's close by-ish.
Yep.
So, that sounds good. Lalia will head there to take a short rest.
Cool.
What about you three? You going to the arena with me, or that's Crider being Kelly?
Well, me.
Yeah. I'm coming along.
Definitely coming with you.
Okay.
I want to hear some bones break.
I'm sure nobody's going to
Infinite
be killed.
chunky apple juice Mugette.
Oh boy.
I guess we will walk over to the arena.
Okay. So, making your way that way, you guys begin to hear the sounds of like fighting and announcements being made and bets. You hear somebody, oh, 50 to 1 against the Elder. Place your bets. But as you guys arrive in, you can see that the stands have started to get a little packed. You see elves and even some of these like spiritual looking beings, like the people that you like, the entities that you saw at the entrance that were more informational. You see some others similar to them in shape and appearance floating around here, along with a lot of gnomes. Looks like they are taking a midday break from setting up fireworks to come and watch this, at least some of them. Towards the back of the arena, you do see a seating area with like a small bar and looks like some sort of waitress or server monitoring the area. You see at least a couple people that have sat and are getting some food, but it does still offer a view of the arena. And looking down into the arena, you can see a small group of elven combatants that are kind of getting warmed up. And you see standing on the opposite side of them is one rather older looking elf who seems to be dressed kind of like a lumberjack or somebody from like a colder climate. He looks a little taller, a little more well built than the other people out there, but he's got like some heavy furs and big boots on as he's doing his own warm-up routine.
What kind of like warm-up routine does it look like he's doing?
Looks like he's stretching. You see him pull like a flask out of his like an inner pocket and take a few swigs, cracking his neck, cracking his knuckles.
Does he have any sort of like books on him or anything? We've been told he does magic, so for any sort of looking magical trinkets or a wizard's book or anything like that.
You can make a perception check. See what you find.
Anyone?
I'm sorry, I missed it. What'd you get?
21.
Okay. You don't see anything like items-wise.
Okay.
Though something that you do pick up is you see on some of his robes and some of his clothing, you can see where there are like strands, almost like I guess you would call them tassels, of fabric that are attached to his clothes that seem to have some sort of runes written on them.
Okay.
And I'll say one other thing that you kind of pick up is it looks like just a very subtle thing. Like as he puts his hands in front of him and you watch him crack his knuckles, it seems like every time one of his knuckles cracks, it's almost like his finger lights up a little bit.
Interesting. Are the numbers on the board equal to the amount of numbers of combatants there are? Like, is he really up against, like, it looks like 11 combatants or so.
Yeah, at the moment it looks like he has 13 people in the arena against him.
Wow.
Okay.
Looks like a small troop. They almost seem to be matching, like, wearing like matching attire. So they're probably either like a mercenary group or maybe a division of the army. Like they seem coordinated. Like
Okay.
this probably isn't just the random people in town that decided to sign up for the fight. This is probably the opening event where he is fighting a particular group of people.
So they look pretty well versed.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this might turn up to be a good fight.
Lots of broken bones.
Possibly. I mean, there's something on his hand.
Do you think someone's gonna die?
Depends on what Thought wants him to do, I guess.
It
Right?
depends on what
Because
the
we
rules
know
are.
He is being
Hoping
controlled.
there's no death.
If someone does die, can we ask for their body?
I don't see why not. I'm not going to do the asking, though.
Okay.
But that is a good point, Bink. Look around, see if there's like some kind of referee, or maybe talk to the person who's taking bets.
Okay. I'm just gonna like walk around, see if we can find somebody like that.
Bink, as you walk around, you do find the guy that's taking bets. You see a gentleman with like a little wooden box, and it looks like he has some paper and some scripts with him. You do not see a referee. You see an announcer who's kind of walking with the bet taker at the moment. The other thing I think you saw was there are some waiters in this area in the back where the tables are, and it looks like there's a host stand. So if you wanted to get a seat, you could wait for one.
I'll do just that.
Go
With
ahead.
everyone else, not just by myself.
So you walking up to the host stand.
Yeah.
As you walk up, a waiter walks over and says, you're looking for a table? How many?
I'm looking for one. Can I get it for 4 people?
Four. You got it. You want it up front or you want it in the back? If you sit up front, you might get blood on you.
Up front.
All right. He takes you to this up front middle table here.
Now I have one question really quick.
Sure, what you got?
Would you be able to tell me the rules of here? Is there killing perhaps in this?
At most of our exhibition matches, no, there's no killing. There's usually like a point or a goal or some sort of objective to the fight itself. We like to spice things up a little bit usually. But the elder here, no. It's a fight to the death, and everybody that dies will be revived.
Oh, they get revived. Okay.
Yes, we have a number of clerics on hand and make sure nobody's permanently gone.
Okay.
Claudia's not with us, by the way.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all. I was like 3.
Wait.
Wait, no, 4. And then he's remembering. He's like, oh yeah, we have 4th person
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah, Kreider's with you there.
Yep. So 4 still.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Is there any other rules by chance that I should know about by chance, or?
Well, in today's exhibition match, the only rules are, if you want to jump into the fight, you need to at least wait till the main event is over. Then it's a free-for-all.
Is this the main event that we're watching right now?
Yes. You're watching him. Those are the Elven Commandos. They're an elite task force put together here of our military forces. The Elder wanted a real challenge going into today, so he is taking on the entire team at
Or
once.
are they like naked or something? The commandos?
Yeah, you can clearly see they have clothes on. What do you mean, naked commandos?
I don't know. They can like rip it off in the middle of battle. I don't know. It's the naming.
Son, those fights are after midnight on the weekends.
Ah, okay.
That's not today.
So they're the week. So during the weekend, then they become the commandos. Okay.
Yes, you got it. Well, can I get you all some food or some drinks?
What do you sell here?
Well, we have wine, we have mead, and we have stout beer.
Are you allowed about eating outside food and drinks or no?
Yes, that's fine. You just need to pay a fee,
Why do you have to pay a fee to bring your own stuff?
because that means I don't get to sell you stuff.
What if I don't want to buy your stuff?
Well, then I'll toss you in the pit.
After the main event, right?
Yeah, it depends on how mad you make me.
Well, how'd you get mad if I don't pay the fee, if I don't need to buy anything, and I just do my own stuff?
Okay, if you just do, it's only 1 gold. If you're that poor, then you really probably shouldn't be here to begin with.
Ooh.
So as far as people who get pushed into the pit or hop into the pit of their own volition, what if they die? Are they also revived, or is there some kind of bias towards certain people who get revived?
Well, for this event, anyone who passes shall be revived up to, you see he kind of flips through his little page book, up to 30 combatants. After that, there will be a warning. Anyone killed after that will not be revived today. You will have to wait till tomorrow.
And do you have people to do the reviving, or there are like several pillars in the arena? Do those look magical enough to actually like send out a pulse to do the reviving, or what's?
Oh, wouldn't that be spectacular? No. We have a group down there, and he kind of starts to point along the edges, and with his help, you begin to see these little creatures that are sitting along the wall. There's about 30 of them. Says, those are our medics. I believe your kind would call them fairies. Each one of them has the power to revive somebody once a day, and then they die, and they're reborn tomorrow, and they can do it again.
What a life.
Now I can see the fairies down there. Does it look like they're like chained or imprisoned somehow?
No, they look like they're getting drunk and hanging out with each other.
Okay. Well, that's kind of a sad existence.
They quite enjoy it, actually, from what we've learned. They get to watch the fights for free, and, well, as I told you, they don't usually have to work.
Oh.
They're kind of freeloaders in our town, but they do a good job when we need them.
And you host these fights every weekend, every other day?
Oh, we have fights every 4 hours.
Oh, okay.
This
And-
is essentially our entertainment district. That's why I said a lot of the fights, there's some sort of objective. It's not just punch each other till you're knocked out. We play
What's the
games and
objective for
things.
today?
Well, the objective for today is to kill each other. That was the Elder's request.
Oh,
Something about he needs to get warmed up for later or something like that.
how often do the elders actually come out to fight then?
Occasionally it's pretty popular, pretty common for Elder Vizier to fight on the day of the festival. It's a prelude to his show of power in the evening. The elders sometimes, if they have learned a new spell, if there's something they want to try out that they haven't tried before, they'll join in. So, you know, maybe a few times a year you'll see some elders down there.
Gotcha. Well, could you at least bring us a menu and so we can look at what you have?
Oh, certainly, certainly. Give me just a moment, I'll be right back. And I'll bring drinks as well.
Thanks.
You see, he steps off for a moment, kind of heads over to the bar area and begins to get some things together for you. Kreider kind of looks over at you guys and is like, you know, I fought in there once.
You did?
Yeah. You know, back when I mean, it was kind of like before Zella's dad knew that I was trying to date Zella. I was allowed to do a fight. It was interesting. It was like an obstacle course where people were trying to beat you up at the same time. You couldn't fight back. The whole goal was just to see who could finish the course the fastest without getting knocked out.
And I assume you took first place?
I don't remember. I took a couple hits to the head. I think I did.
They didn't give you like a trophy or anything?
No, usually when you win, you get like free food or free meals, or they'll give you money. But you know, it was kind of like real quick after that they asked me not to come back. So I don't really remember what I got because I probably don't have it anymore.
Yeah, I mean, considering your town being obliterated.
Yeah.
Are you planning on jumping into the fight after this main event? Quotation mark.
Well, I'll just kind of do what you guys do. You know, I'm here to help you, and you guys are the planners, definitely not me. So if you guys jump in, I'll jump in, but I'm not gonna do it by myself. You know, I don't have anything against the elders necessarily, so I'll just follow you.
Okay. It's taking so damn long. It's just a menu.
So a couple minutes go by and you do see the waiter comes back over and he sets down a pitcher of wine and some glasses and some waters and says, there you go. If you'd like anything other than wine, I can certainly bring it. I had to find the menus. It's been a while since anybody's needed them. You know, most of the people that come here are regulars and they know what we have. And he pulls out a couple dusty looking menus that are like old tattered scrolls and he sets them down. He says, feel free to peruse. I'll stop back by in just a minute or two and grab your order if there's something you want.
And considering these menus are so old, everything on them is still available?
Yes,
for
our menu
purchase.
hasn't changed in centuries.
Gotcha. As far as the fairies go, do they only stay in the arena? I've not seen any around town.
Yeah, well, today we've called them all to the arena. We only have about 30 fairies that populate the city generally. It's a small populace, but generally you will find them around town. But today, for right now at least, they are all present here.
Okay. Thanks.
Certainly. I'll be right back. You can flag me down if you need me.
Yep.
He kind of walks off as you take a look at the menu. It looks like they have like 12 different types of salads.
Great.
And only 2 of them have meat. and it's a meat you aren't really sure of. It's jackalope.
Gotcha. So what are some of the names of the salads?
Well, there's a Senelise salad, which is the description is just homegrown greens with a light vinaigrette and mixed vegetables from the garden.
Meanwhile, Zan has pulled out the sending stone and is just relaying all the information to Lalia, and is like, "Okay, you said I needed to eat greens. I have no idea what I'm looking at here."
There's also a salad called the Baldur's Gate. It seems to be made of red cabbages and orange and red and black peppers and other vegetables of those colors. Seems very aesthetically pleasing, but that is one that has strips of dried jackalope meat that has been crumbled on top.
Is there one that has spinach or broccoli in it? Or is it next time to answer?
I'd say you see one that is named. You can see it was named Waterdeep, but it's been crossed out and called Aralani. And it has like water chestnuts and peas, and it does have spinach as its base, and it has some broccoli and cauliflower in it. It seems very like water-esque, but you get that the theme of that one might not be as poignant as it used to be.
Right.
There's an Aralani salad that has that in it.
There you go. That is what you need.
Is it gonna be sweet?
Probably not.
Okay, thanks for the heads up.
You're welcome. Have fun.
Uh-huh.
When you say you relayed all the information to Lalia, did you share information about the fight or just the menu?
That the fights happen like every 4 hours.
Okay.
And the revivification process, and that all the fairies are within the arena currently.
Sounds to me like maybe the Elder wants to use up all of their revivification magic ahead of tonight, if you ask me.
That's a good point.
I know, and it's not one Calliope would think
Why would we do that?
I was more thinking that apparently he was preparing for a fight tonight, meaning that maybe he knows we're in the town.
Could be. We at least know that something big was going to happen tonight regardless, so maybe he is aware that not all of the elders are on the same page.
I was thinking that, like, since all the fairies were within this arena right now, and I don't see any other elders, if you got done with your nap and wanted to track down one of them, go for it, because then our fight's not happening until like 4 hours from now.
I can do that.
Alright, over and out.
What?
Never mind, see ya.
To finish your conversation, the waiter kind of comes back over. He's like, "Oh, you had enough time to peruse the menu? Any suggestions? Need any help deciding?"
Well, I want the Aralani salad. I was told it's not sweet. Do you have any other, like, can you make it sweet?
Well, that one it comes with a light vinaigrette. I suppose we could switch it for the sweetened vinaigrette. It's kind of like a balsamic with a little sugar added.
Yeah, that sounds good. Is that going to be an extra charge?
No, not at all.
Okay. I don't know what these four want.
I want the beet salad. I forget what it's called, but the one that's just red.
Oh, the Baldur's Gate.
Oh, that is the Baldur's Gate?
Well, it doesn't have beets in it. We do have one that would be beets, I guess. He points to one that says the fifth ring.
There you go.
You say it's a bunch of beets, and says yes, that one is quite unique. It has some spinach and some cabbage, and it has beets in it. It's not all red though; it's reds and greens, but it does not have a vinaigrette. Instead, we use the red juice from the beets, and we thicken it with a little bit of syrup. So it is sweet as well, but it has an aesthetic to it. Being that it's named after a ring of the hells, the sauce is very viscous and red.
Perfect. That's what I want.
Wonderful.
Bink, anything?
Nothing much.
Crater?
Yeah, I'll take the Baldur's Gate one. It's got some meat in it. That sounds pretty good.
My friend here actually won an arena, so I was told that we would get this free of charge.
Oh, you'd won in the arena previously. I can certainly see. What's your name? Zan.
Yeah.
Zan, I'm not really supposed to be here. Should I be telling them I might get kicked out?
It's probably fine.
My name is Kreider. Of Kreider. The elf kind of flips to like the back of his notebook. Says, Kreider. Yeah, well, sir, if you did win in the arena, it does not look like your prize was free meals for life, unfortunately. So, congratulations for being a winner, but unfortunately, you'll have to pay full price. Darn it, I tried.
Any chance Calliope could have seen that list over the guy's shoulder?
You can make a perception check.
I don't have high hopes, but she'd be nosy enough to try. 17?
You didn't catch all of the names, but I'll say this could be fun. You saw 2 names that you recognized,
Okay.
one of which was Lord Cryo,
Ooh.
and the other was Droopy.
Wow. She's thinking to herself, yeah, Kreider can't pass off as either of those people.
Right?
But noted.
The waiter kind of jots all your stuff down and says, all right, well, give me just a few minutes. I'll get these prepared for you, and I'll bring them up. The fight should be starting in about 10 minutes or so, so get your bathroom breaks in. Your food should be here before then, and enjoy the show.
Okay. And your name was what?
You can call me Charles.
Good lord.
Okay.
I think that's the third Charles we've met in the last 3 weeks.
You're starting to get the feeling that they probably make some dummy names for visitors.
I would hope so, because lord, my system for names is gonna stop working.
Charles the waiter.
Charles the waiter.
Charles the bartender.
Uh-huh.
Charles the street sweeper.
This is starting to feel like a Pumat Soul situation.
Yeah.
As soon as he walks away, I bet there's a Charles on that list.
Oh, there could be. Droopy's on there.
Droopy's on there?
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna have to ask him about this. Who else was on there? Did you see anything?
Oh yeah, I saw a couple names I didn't recognize, but I think Lord Cryo came here too.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Too bad he's not coming back anytime soon.
Yeah, we probably won't be able to ask him what it was like.
If I just turned my skin color white, would I look like Kreider? Or no, Cryo?
Are you asking in game?
I'm asking the DM.
Okay.
Oh, you would remember that Cryo was not a Dragonborn.
Oh, I thought he was.
No,
Okay,
he was like Elvish.
gotcha.
At least his human form.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's where I got mixed up. He was a dragon.
So as you guys are sitting here waiting for your food, you can see that the fighters are starting to take positions, and it looks like some people have come out with like some water and some towels just to kind of get them prepped. And you see a short, stout elf kind of walks up to your table. Says, "Oi, you all here to watch the fight?"
Yeah, like everybody else.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. That's exactly what I was hoping to hear. Say, are you betting people?
I don't know the people well enough to even bet.
I didn't know you were allowed to bet people.
Well, you bet on people. You bet money.
Oh.
You know, gold and silver and platinum and all that. Can I interest any of you in a wager?
Well, like what?
Well, it's 50-1 odds against the Elder right now. If the Elder loses, you could stand to make a lot of money.
And explain 50-1 odds, because I've never done any betting.
Oh, well, let me put it easily for you. If you win the bet, you get 50 times the amount you put in.
So if you're betting on the Elder, you get 50 times when he wins?
No. If you're betting on the Elder and he wins, you don't really get a whole lot. Because he's the one. If you want to bet on the underdogs right now are the competitors. If they win, you get a lot of money. If the Elder wins, you get what you put in, maybe a little less depending on how many people we have to split it up amongst. See, that's where the
And
betting
what's
comes in.
the Elder's track record for winning fights?
Well, he's never lost so far.
Yeah, no thanks.
Well, you know. This might be the year, you know. I hear there's quite a few of people in the audience that are willing to jump in after the main event. And remember, if he loses at any point during the festivities, that's against the main event or against, you know, anybody that jumps in after, still counts as a loss.
So, wait. I thought we were watching this fight, and then the revivification happens, and then they clear out, and then people were allowed to jump in and fight. Is that
Oh,
not
no.
the case?
There's no break in between. The moment that the last commando fight drops, the ropes around the arena here, you see, at least those three sides, not the eating area, but the three sides where people are sitting, the ropes will drop immediately. So anybody can jump in at that point. It kind of gives them an edge, you know. Maybe they'll get a surprise attack or something on the Elder. It's what he asked for, so no, there will not be a break. The revivification will happen once everybody that wants to fight is done fighting.
And how do you know when that is?
Well, either everybody's dead and nobody else jumps in, or they take the Elder out.
Oh, okay.
Now, just because the ropes don't drop in the eating area doesn't mean you can't join. They just don't want any accidents from people that are just trying to enjoy a meal.
Can you throw food from the eating area?
You sure can. I mean, most of it's lettuce, though, so good luck getting it down there.
Oh, okay.
Be kind of like throwing paper into the wind, you know?
I've never tried it.
It doesn't go over so well. You'll probably just end up with it in your face or your lap.
Gotcha. You guys should upgrade this establishment then for food throwing friendly people.
Well, I'll certainly let the owner know that could be fun, I guess.
So what other kinds of like fights do you have? I mean, obviously the one for today is to kill the elder, is what I'm getting at.
Yes. Well, the ones that we typically run that have some decent bets and some decent odds and wagers, a lot of them are competition style, you know. Like there's an obstacle course one where people beat the shit out of you and you gotta try to get to the end without passing out. Sometimes we have eating competitions where people can beat the shit out of you while you're trying to eat. We also have ones that are like relay races, right, where people can beat the shit out of you, but your team's got to do the relay race. It's a lot of getting beat up while trying to do something. Tends to be very popular. Sometimes we bring in wild animals or beasts from native lands, and people will try and challenge them and take them on in single combat or even group combat sometimes. You know, it's a whole lot. Sometimes we have track and field days where we do javelin throws and stone tosses and things like that. There's quite a variety, honestly.
And does the elder only fight in the one where he has to die?
Well, the elders are welcome to join in any of the fights. Today's fight specifically, though, Elder Visor has asked for it. It's not something that he joined. This is his event that he puts on before the festival every year. But the elders are welcome to join in any of them. Most of the times, though, the elders only really join in the fights where they're fighting a beast or some otherworldly creature. They're usually trying out new spells or things that they've learned that they want to showcase or make themselves look good. But they don't often. They're usually tied up studying or being emissaries to other lands.
And then, how many hours until the actual festival starts? Because I was told these fights happen every 4 hours.
That's correct. This will be the last fight tonight. There will be a temporary closure. The festival grounds will be turned into additional seating for the fireworks display. The ground floor will rise up to provide some aerial seating of the whole view. It's a decent view, you know, but yes, tonight will be the last fight, and by my calculations, we're about 11 hours out from the fireworks event. So after this fight, things will be cleaned up. There will be more tables and things like that set up. The risers will fall down, and there'll be more seating. There'll be some festivities here. Some vendors have offered to step in and offer additional foods and things like that. And then, as I said, the arena will rise up and will become seating for the display.
And so, assuming this fight doesn't go too long, basically this elder's going to either survive or die and then go home and sleep and then be back in time for the fireworks show.
Most likely,
Well, it seems very stupid to put on a fight, waste your stamina or whatever. I don't know what he does, and then not have that for the quote-unquote show tonight.
Why would you want to go to a show exhausted and covered in blood?
Exactly.
You're not proving your own point here. Of course he's going to want to take a rest.
This just seems dumb to me.
Well, to each their own, I guess. But yes, the fight would have to take upwards of 4 or 5 hours for him to not get a full rest afterwards.
And you think it'd be over by then?
Oh, I don't expect this to last more than maybe 10 minutes.
Really? So, do you take bets every fight? How many times have you seen this elder fight?
Elder Visor, I've
Yeah.
probably watched him fight in this particular event before every festival for, well, since I was a young lad, so about 300 years.
So, do you have any insights as to how he fights? I can tell there's like some kind of rune inscription on his tassels, and then something to do with his hand.
Well, of course I do, but I don't want to spoil the fun. That's why you come and watch him. It's magnificent. And he gets better every year, I swear. I've only ever
Right,
seen
but-
him lose once, and I think it was on purpose.
You don't think the underdog should have any helpful tips or hints to help
No, that
take
would
him
ruin the
down
fun.
to make the fight more entertainable?
No, that would ruin all the fun. That's part of battle, is figuring out your enemy in the moment. If you go in ahead of time already knowing how to beat him, that's like cheating.
Not really.
Well, each their own, I guess.
Now, have you ever been on a fight?
He looks at you, he looks down at his giant belly, looks back up at you. Well, a couple of the eating contests maybe, but none of the physical stuff, obviously.
Oh, okay. I'm just asking. I'm not trying to judge here.
Says, oh, I appreciate that, but no, I'm not one for physicalness very much. I tend to keep to my foods and my bets.
Gotcha. So, as far as the audience jumping in, do you have like regulars who do that, or do people have to register with you before they jump in, or is it just kind of a who cares kind of thing?
Says, oh no, when the ropes drop, it's anybody that wants to can go in. You don't have to tell anybody ahead of time, you can just do it. Many years ago, there were some elves that tried their hand against Visor a few times, but in the most recent years, it's mostly visitors, people like yourself, that think they might be able to take him down just to, well, as I've said, be proven wrong, but you never know when a healthy competitor might jump in from the crowd.
Okay. So, looks out to all the commandos.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think's gonna last the longest in that group?
Well, I guess that depends on how quickly Elder Visor wants to make this go. If he's really not in the mood to fight, well, they'll probably all be out in about 6 seconds or so. It'll be kind of hard to tell which one actually fell last, but if he goes slowly, I'd probably say whoever's the farthest away from him.
And have all these air quotes commandos fought him before, or is this a new kind of thing for them?
No, the commandos fight him every year, but every year the commandos change and they get new recruits and things like that. This isn't the full force. Those 12 out there are just the newbies. None of them have fought Visor before. It's kind of a, I guess you could say,
hazing
like
process.
an initiation. A what?
Yeah, a hazing process.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Well, thanks for the information. I'm not making any bets. If you can coerce my friends here, do your best, but I'm out.
Kind of looks over at Bink and Callie. What? Would you like to place a bet? There's a chance you could win big tonight.
How much can we bet?
Well, minimum buy-in is 5 gold, but you can bet as much as you want.
And what would be the most money making?
Your best bet, if you want to make the most amount of money, it would be to bet on the challenges to beat the Elder, You'd win 5 times whatever you put in. If you just want a guarantee, you could bet that the Elder will win, and at this moment, and he kind of flips through his register, you'd be winning about 10 gold back.
Oh.
You know, if you put in 5, you'd get 10 back, but if you put in 5 for the Elder to lose, you'd get 25 back.
It takes him a while for him to decide because he's the richest in our group. Just saying.
Now, what if I were to bet and I'm the challenger?
He kind of sidles up next to Bink. What was that?
Now, if I were to make a bet, but I were to be the challenger, is that still, is it still valid to make the bet? Or do I have to, am I not allowed to join if I make a bet?
No. You can certainly bet on yourself if you plan on jumping in. Absolutely. The betting on the challengers just means anybody but the Elder.
Look at my spell list real quick. See what I can Don't waste anything with them. No, I'm all good.
Oh yeah, I'd like to bet on me winning.
Alright, how much would you like to put down, sir?
10,000 platinum.
His eyes just kind of look at you. He's like, oh. Looks over at Zan. Hey, you weren't kidding, were you? Hold on a second. I gotta check on a amount like that, because you see he pulls out like a sending stone. It actually looks like a small bag of rocks. So it looks like it's probably a bunch of sending stones. He's like, give me just a minute.
He like pours it out on a table and he's like picking through each one. He's like, yes, this one.
Right.
So give me just a minute here. Okay. You see a surprised look come over his face and a smile. He puts the rock pouch away. Says, all right. Well, I spoke to some of my colleagues. Bad news first. Unfortunately, that's way more money than we were prepared for tonight, which is ridiculous because we had quite a bit of money set aside. However, your bet will be matched by the Elder himself. So if you lose, he'll pay you directly.
Oh, that's interesting.
Huh. Okay.
He seems fairly confident if he's putting up 50,000 platinum.
Alright, I'm fine with that.
Well, now the Elder's got something on the line, so this might be a good show after all tonight. Also, there's no waivers to sign, necessarily, but definitely understand that if you're the 31st person to die, you won't be revived until tomorrow, which means you'll miss the festivities.
The 31st?
Correct, we only have 30 fairies.
Oh.
Or if your friends here, if one of them manages to stay alive and can revive you, that's perfectly fine. Just understand that the fairies are free, but your friends will probably have to pay material costs or whatever it requires for them to cast spells like that. But you're welcome to do so.
Okay.
He collects your 10,000 platinum. He gives you a little pat on the back. He says, well, good luck to you. I certainly hope you got some friends out there that are really willing to give this guy a wallop. And he looks over at Callie. What about you, young lass?
I don't understand math.
Well, I'm the perfect guy to talk to.
Yeah?
Yes, absolutely. Would you like to place a bet? Let's just start there. Do you think you would win, or you and your friends would win, or the Elder would win?
She looks over at Zanzidar, kind of confused, and is like, I didn't think we were fighting.
Well, I think we're a little bit split right now. Bink definitely thinks he can win. And, one of us jumps in, most likely all of us are gonna jump in, so I'd say Bink put up enough money for all of us today.
Nah.
Boss says I shouldn't make a bet.
Eh, well, all right.
Sorry.
He's my boss.
That's fine.
What about you, Kreider?
Kreider kind of looks at you and he's like, you know, I used to have some money
Oh, and now you don't.
in my house back in my town.
Ah, that's a bummer.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it got melted or incinerated.
Well, you know, if you win this thing, you'll be rich again. So,
That'd be cool.
something to look forward to.
Yep.
Zane will stand up and walk over to the ropes.
Yep.
Hey, newbies, you might want to spread out a little bit.
See a couple of them just kind of look back at you and just kind of shrug and wave you off.
That's fine. Don't listen to me. And then as far as looking around at the audience, how many people do I think is going to jump in after they get slaughtered?
You can make an insight check. See if anybody
All
looks
right.
like they're itching to fight.
A 19. That's pretty high for me.
Okay. You see a couple of people in the crowd that look like they're geared for fighting. Maybe looks like a couple humans, maybe some half-elves that don't look native. And you see a whole bunch of really drunk gnomes.
Oh boy.
No.
You're starting to think that those 30 fairies might get maxed out.
Zane will walk back over and sit down. Alright, there are quite a few people who are gonna jump in. Is the dude still standing next to us, or he leave?
No, he looks like he's waddled over to another table.
Okay.
Place your bets.
Alright, Bink, what's the game plan?
We go down there, we kick his ass.
I meant besides that. You're the one who put up all the money.
We win.
Oh, good God.
Look, with
You
what
know-
we've been through, I think we can win this.
You know what? I appreciate your confidence. I'm gonna let you tell Lalia.
He just looks at Lolly.
Lalia's not there. You got a sending stone.
Damn, she still isn't after all this time. What?
It's been
She
like
was
a
taking an hour break.
Oh, she's taking an hour break. I thought she was taking the long route with the stairs and stuff. I didn't know she was taking the break.
Yeah, she's sitting on a bench enjoying the view.
She was hoping to, anyway. Oh, this is so
Okay,
lovely.
so we're gonna lose this thing. We're gonna take this like the champs we are.
You're going to lose what? How can you lose? You're watching.
Watching.
Right. You're watching.
Bing, did you pull out a sending stone to talk to Lalia?
Maybe, I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God.
So, Bink, you have contacted Lalia, who does not know what just happened.
Yeah, we're gonna be in a fight.
Bink, why are you
Don't
fighting?
worry. Don't worry, Allie. I only betted 10,000 platinum. Don't worry.
Bink.
Bink
What?
hangs up.
Oh, Son of a bitch. Walia will begrudgingly get up from her bench and make her way up to the arena.
Hey, Molly, I bet a small fortune that we're gonna win the fight. What fight? Yep. Bye.
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 We're going to get everybody killed.
Like, and that's how you get Lalia to rush back to the group.
That's how you put the rage of God in Lalia.
You just see like a flame of energy just like shoot up from the sky randomly in a direction.
Uh-oh.
So, as far as the game plan, then, since you have nothing but you put down your gold, your platinum,
Yeah.
do you have any idea how much that's going to cost if we lose?
Things say, wait, I only need the money that I bet, right?
I don't think it works that way.
I have no clue. I don't know how all this math works.
Wait, do we lose more money than I put down if we lose?
I'm pretty sure, but I've never bet before.
Okay,
I just
okay.
assume that you don't have the money, or you have the money, but it's at your house, and they're not going to accept that as...
I got more money. I got 12,000 still.
Okay. Well,
Should be
hopefully...
fine.
I will say, Bink, at this point, since you had to hand over the platinum to make the bet, as Zan is saying this, you feel an itch on the back of your hand. You kind of look down and you see some elvish writing beginning to appear on the back of your hand.
Oh, shit.
What's that?
Can you read elvish?
Good question. Can I read Elvish? No wish in common. That's the only thing is I know. I mean, I know a spell. Unless somebody in here knows how to read it. I mean, I can use a spell of comprehend languages.
I can't read it.
Calliope can.
And you know what this says?
What does his hand say?
The shortened form is that Bink has entered a contract with the betting man. If he loses, he must pay the opposite odds. His deposit will count towards it. So essentially, if Bink loses and the Elder wins, Bink will owe the betting man another 10,000 platinum.
Okay, no, we good. My math was right. Okay, good.
Yeah, so if you lose Bink, you'll be out 20,000 platinum total.
And then I only have 500 platinum left.
Calliope just pats your hand and says, "I'll buy your salad." Oh wait, you didn't get a salad. Never mind.
I got this bad boy. As I glug my chunky apple juice.
So you're only out 10,000 platinum right now.
Yeah, I wasn't mad my whole entire hand. Are you crazy? I ain't that crazy. I'm crazy. I'm not too crazy though.
Alright, so... it looks like... we got at least maybe 13 combatants, plus about 30 drunken gnomes. I'm not too worried about the revivification. Because after all, we don't know whether they're revivifying by age, alphabetical order, the number in which you go down, or some other stupid rule. So we probably jump in after the gnomes go. And then I assume that we're not allowed to interfere with the fight until the commandos drop. So after that, I plan on throwing up like a silence. Just so that this guy can't cast spell. And that's as far as I've gotten with my plan.
We will bombard him enough that he can't react fast enough, and we'll kick his butt.
Yeah, I hope so.
It'll just scare him to death.
Ooh, I like that plan.
Or we can
DM.
make it interesting and
Lalia will be so proud of us for making so much money.
Calliope pulls a deck of cards out of her bag and shuffles them slightly in her hand.
Yeah, we can do that too. Above table DM. Are the fairies entities that can be targeted?
You haven't been told whether or not they are.
Okay. Just in our secondary plan.
What, kill the fairies?
Yep, wipe them all out before, like everybody jumps in. That
Then
way
I
no
can
one's
keep their
getting revived.
corpses.
What'd you say, Kalai?
I can keep their corpses.
Don't they revive?
Damn it. I wonder how that would work if I kept them in my bag of holding.
Oh, that would be certainly interesting.
It'll be a painful existence as they die every 10 minutes.
Yeah, I don't really like the salad.
I love mine as Calliope is like played with the beats in hers and it's looking bristly over there.
It looks like blood everywhere.
She takes some of the salad dressing and like drips it under her eyes so that it looks like her eyes are bleeding.
Jeez.
She's getting ready for
think,
battle.
Yeah.
Callie, make a constitution save as you just put an acid in your eye.
Oh
In her
no.
eye.
Have you touched your eyelid with jalapeno fingers?
No, but I have with beet juice.
Oh. It stings a little bit.
Oh, then the tears are real.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Are
More
you trying
authentic.
to emulate how you're gonna feel after this fight?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like beet juice and vinegar and some thickening agent.
Okay, yeah, vinegar works out a little bit.
Yeah.
Beet juice probably not so much.
I think we've got like what, 5 or 3 minutes left until the fight starts.
Yep, looks like you got just a couple of minutes.
I think Zane's gonna get up from the table. Closest combatant that I singled out. Walk in that direction.
You mean in the crowd?
Yeah, not the gnomes.
Probably this satyr-looking fellow over on this side.
Walking towards him.
Yep.
Here to enjoy the fight today?
towards you. So... Yep.
Me and my friends were planning on jumping in.
Yep.
We set up about 10,000 platinum. It looks like you're getting prepared to jump in as well.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen him fight before?
Nope.
Do you have any sort of plan?
Kill him.
Well, yes, obviously. What's your speciality?
Bows.
Bows?
You
Okay.
see him pull up this long bow. Looks very ornate, looks very well made.
You help us win, I'll cut you in on some of the cash we get when we win.
Alright.
I'll make sure to avoid you with my spells.
Cool.
And I think Zane will just keep walking around to people and getting them on board and whatnot
Make
until the
a
fight starts.
persuasion check.
27.
You get a bunch of, yeah, I was planning on winning anyways, but okay, I'll make some money. You see a couple of them right after start to flag down the betting guy.
Oh boy. Pot's getting bigger.
After a couple minutes, Zan, as you're kind of making your way back around the other end, almost back to your table, you feel a tug on your clothes on the back.
Huh?
You turn around and look down, and there's about 6 gnomes with beers in their hands staring up at you. We heard you talking about those other people are gonna fight, and you didn't ask us.
You and my friend are too drunk.
No, that's the best kind of gnome. I've only had 4 or 5.
If you want cut in, you'll have to talk to my gnome friend over there.
Why is that?
Because he's the richest son of a bitch of us all.
Yeah, but you're blue,
And
and you're the one that's talking to everybody, so you know. If we win, will you buy us more beer?
like I said, I don't control cash.
One of the gnomes turns the other one and says, "This guy's a putz. Let's go talk to the gnome." And they all just kind of walk past you. Big, you see a small group of 6 drunk gnomes walking up to you. Hey, buddy!
Oh my god.
Hey, buddy! And they're like standing like 3 feet from you yelling, "Hey, buddy!"
What?
What's your name?
Bink?
Bink?
Yeah.
I used to have one of those. No, never mind. That's Binky. Anyways, your dragon guy friend over there said that we could help you fight. If we win, you buy us beer.
I get?
Yeah, a lot of beer.
And you'll help us?
Yeah.
Sure.
Awesome.
You guys have to jump out down into the pit first, though.
But they were already planning on it.
Okay.
You see that he kind of turns to the other gnomes, and then it like shouts so that all the other gnomes that are still sitting can hear. Hey guys! Hey guys! This little Binky guy said that if we win, he'll let us get drunk on him. You hear a roar of the like a roar of the crowd go up as all these gnomes are like, ah!
Ah, that's all it takes. Okay.
The one turns back to you, Bink, says, "That's totally awesome, man. I really appreciate that. I can't wait to get drunk later." It's been a while since I've gotten drunk. Also, you kind of look familiar to me. Are you one of those guys from the Dinkleberg, Dinklewood, Dinkleberry something?
Yeah, Dingleberry.
Oh,
Wait, Dinglewood. Wait.
yeah, Dinklewood. That's cool. You guys are like so cool. You guys, and he holds out one of the wands. This thing.
Yeah, Dinglewood specialty.
Yeah. We gotta keep making these things. They're totally awesome.
You realize that's not going to help you in the fight.
What?
You heard what I said.
It's totally gonna help us. Just you wait. Have you ever? Hold on. No, I don't want to give you the surprise. We're totally gonna use these things. It's gonna be awesome. They explode. That's gotta hurt.
Uh-huh.
Said, all right. We'll see you guys on the field of victory.
Alrighty.
Awesome. And he begins to waddle away, and definitely not a straight line.
He just like waddles to the left, falls into the pit.
The gnomes all make their way back to their seats eventually. You see that they all have ordered another round of beer already.
Oh my.
There's some hard-working gnomes, man. They want some beer. And with that, your waiter stops back by the table one more time. Says, all right, gentlemen. The match will be starting here in just a couple minutes. Last chance, if there's anything you want, any refills, any extra food, because I won't be serving during the fight. I don't want to get in anybody's way as they go jumping into the pit. So last chance, last call for now.
So, I have a question.
Yes.
Not to that guy, to the DM.
Well, too bad. You get divorced anyway. No, what you got?
Is that guy a monster?
Like, is he not an elf?
For the spell Charm Monster.
I believe monster hits anything, whereas charm person is only humanoid. I think
Right.
monster just simply says creature. I'll double check,
Okay.
but he should. Let's see. Yeah, charm monster is you attempt to charm a creature. So yes, everything is a creature.
I'm gonna throw up a Charm Monster spell on him. It would really be helpful if you could give us some tips on how to fight this elder.
This is what type of save is this?
Wisdom 24.
Okay. I will tell you that he has a +5 as a default, but he is also an elf, so he has advantage.
Gotcha.
If elves can even be charmed.
I don't know if they can or they can't. I was just gonna try it.
They might be immune to charm. Let me check. They have advantage on saving throws against being charmed. They can't be put to sleep. Okay, so he just has advantage from Fey ancestry. So he needs a 19 or higher. That's a 2 and a 9. So your magic does find purchase on him. And he kind of looks over at you and he's like, I suppose if you want to be cheaters, tips against fighting the Elder. Let's see what he comes up with. I'm gonna give you... I'll give you a choice here. He can either tell you about resistances and immunities, or he could tell you what his basic attacks are.
Ooh. See,
Because you
he's
don't know
an
what all this guy has seen before.
yeah, he's an elder, and the last elder we fought turned into an elemental, and had legendary resistances, and legendary actions, and he was immune to lightning. Going off that knowledge, I'd rather take basic attacks unless my party members vote against me.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So, the way that she describes it, he seems to shoot sunlight out of his fists.
Neat.
And if you're standing too far away, well... No, I think this covers both of them. He shoots sunlight out of his fist, and nobody has ever made it to a corner of the arena that he couldn't reach them in.
Neat. Boy, that's so good.
But that seems to be most of the fighting style that they have encountered. It doesn't seem like they've ever seen the Elder use much more than that. That always seems to be enough.
Gotcha.
I will say that it seems to be like he shoots sunlight from his hands.
Cool. Since Wally is the only one not sitting here, I will relay that information over to Lalia as well.
And we still think it is worth fighting him?
Do I think it's worth fighting him? No, but are we gonna have, like, basically a death contract on Bink's head instead?
That would be a debt contract, not death.
Maybe we just pay the fine.
But
I
as
don't
he's
know.
saying this, Lalia, you were headed here, right?
Yes.
Okay, you would have arrived around this time.
Okay.
So you also see Lalia, like, walking up the steps as you're having this conversation.
I mean, once Bink put in that 10,000 platinum, I kind of figured we were all in. I even got basically the whole arena to help us.
You're putting everybody's life at risk for 10,000 platinum.
What do you want me to do, Lalia? Just let Bink jump in on his own?
I'd like you to tie him to his chair before he gave over his money.
No, I do that already.
Ugh, obviously. Can't leave you three alone for anything. Kreider,
You,
why didn't you step in?
Well, you told me I'm not the leader, so I didn't say anything.
Now you're definitely not the leader.
It sounds like you guys need one, though. I'm happy to step up.
Yeah, no,
I
you're
mean-
fired.
I was hired?
Yeah.
Damn.
Kreider says he won one of these once.
I sure did. There was an obstacle course where they were beating the crap out of me.
So a little different than this, then.
Yeah, definitely different than this. I'm pretty sure I won. I don't really remember. I blacked out right at the end.
We also found out that Drippy won one of these. I think that just fueled the fire in Bink's belly.
Oh. So what is the deal with this then? We're just everybody's fighting each other till they die, or what?
Well, basically we jump in after the drunken gnomes. And then I was gonna throw up a silence and target the fairies.
Wait, why are you targeting the fairies?
So no one can be revived until tomorrow. So if we kill the elder, then he can't be revived until tomorrow.
So
One
you're
less
you're
obstacle.
sacrificing all these civilians? Eliminating their opportunity for revival?
No, they're helping us willingly.
So you went around and said, hey, I'm gonna blow up your pixies. You didn't want to actually see the fireworks tonight, right? Good, okay.
Not exactly.
Jesus, can't leave you people alone.
I think you knew that when you left us alone.
I just wanted some peace and quiet. I'm so tired. My hair is so staticky.
Is she still looking bad?
I'm assuming she didn't get her short
Nope.
rest, so yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe
she's-
half an hour.
She's looked far worse in her time, but she is not at 100% right now.
You need a healing potion?
Save that for all the people you're going to sacrifice.
They're gonna be dead. They're not gonna need it.
Oh my goodness. Not if I can help it.
Oh, please don't waste your stuff on
Too
civilians.
late. You've ruined it. It's going to be wasted. We cannot sacrifice innocent civilians.
That will be revived in a day or two.
That is not a good enough excuse. If Scarrett were here, he would tell you that's dumb.
I mean, they might not be revived at all if I send Callie to go pick up all the fairies and shove them in a bag of holding.
You're gonna do what? No, we're not picking up the fairies. I'm not even sure I understand what these fairies do, but we're not stealing the fairies.
I'm pretty sure Callie would put them in her museum.
We'll find her something else to put in the museum. Something that's not essential to the circle of life for these people.
I mean, okay, I'm not gonna debate this anymore.
Yeah, that's because you know you'd lose.
Yeah, probably, but still, it's a waste of energy. I'm gonna put my time to actually looking at my spells and deciding what I want to do before that will start. You should probably do the same.
Yeah, I didn't think I'd be having to, but yeah, you're probably right. Could have been sitting enjoying a nice cup of tea, taking in the sights, smelling flowers.
By the way, that salad was disgusting.
Yeah, well, your low iron deficiency is gonna hurt you more in the ring than anything else I've said.
We'll see. I just think it's climate. I'm so much used to being in a warmer area.
If you say so.
you guys are having this conversation, you all watch as an elf begins to hover above the arena, kind of at eye level for all of you guys. You see that he cups his hand to his mouth, and you hear an echoing shout. Ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between, are you ready for a showdown? Hear a bunch of drunken gnomes and other people just start shouting and yelling, "Yeah! Let's get the bloodshed on! More beer!" He says, "All right. For our main event today, we will be seeing our new class of elven commandos taking their first steps in training as they will fight against this year Elder Visor, currently on an undefeated streak of 290 years. You hear some more shouts. He's going down! He said, "Ladies and gentlemen, please remember, for your own safety, do not attempt to enter the ring while commandos are still standing." And as he says that, you watch as he raises his arms. And you all see this shimmering wall begin to ascend around all four sides, and it closes itself over top. Zan, you would recognize this as some variant of a Wall of Force spell. Said, "After the last commando has fallen, the three sides," and he points to the sides where the regular seating is, not the tables, "will be opened for audience participation, at which point any of you wishing to jump into the ring may do so. For your own experience and for your own safety, vaulting over the wall is perfectly acceptable. You will be treated with a Featherfall spell, so please don't hesitate to join as quickly as you want. You will not take any damage entering the ring, but once your feet touch the ground, or you are within 10 feet of the surface if you are flying or hovering, you will be considered a combatant, and the Elder will unleash his fury upon you. Now, is everyone ready for this display?" You hear a bunch of shouts and screams. So then, it is my pleasure to introduce to you, here today in the city of Sinalise, on the eve of our most sacred festival, Elder Visor. And you watch as the Elder, who had a bunch of furs and animal pelts and skins on as kind of his formal attire, raises his hand and kind of waves, and you watch him grasp either side of his cloak and he rips them off. And underneath you see a very old man, a very, very old elf, definitely wrinkly, definitely in the face looks ancient, but beneath his cloak you see a rippling chest and abs as he just kind of begins to flex. And you see as he stretches out his fingers and his arms, you see little beams of light come out of the tips of his fingers and even coming out of his eyes as he begins to kind of just glow a little bit. It seems unnatural as he just has this light, this almost bright white, a little orange, a little yellowish, very much like sun, just kind of brimming around his neck and his wrists and his fingers. He doesn't say anything, but he just kind of stands and squares up to the commandos in front of him. He says, "And for the main event, his competitors, 13 of our newest recruits into the Elven Commando forces." And you see that they all just kind of raise their weapons and give a hooah! He says, "Now then, without further ado, let the festivities begin!" And you watch as he disappears, presumably misty stepping or dimension dooring himself out. And you see that suddenly the inside of the arena is illuminated with this bluish green light, kind of giving light to the ground and all of the surfaces and structures around. And you watch as combat begins. As the fight begins, you watch as the commandos kind of very cautiously, you see some of their spellcasters begin to form ranged spells. You see archers and bowmen begin to pull back and release arrows. You watch as a couple of the swordsmen up front begin to step forward, charging at the elder, who just kind of puts his hands out in front of him and curls his fingers in like a beckoning motion. And you watch as these ranged spells and these bolts and arrows that go at him first, a few of them seem to pierce him, but then they go through. You see a couple of the spells seem to get very slight reactions out of him as they land on his body, and he just kind of smirks. And you watch as these 3 swordsmen come up, and all 3 of them go to take swings, and you watch as the elder just kind of squats and uses his forearms to block the swords, none of them seeming to cut or make much contact. And as he does, you watch as he whips around and grabs one of the swords with his hand, and you see him flick a finger out, and a beam of white light emits from his hand and shoots a hole through the chest of the first attacker as they collapse on the ground unconscious and presumably dead, with a large hole in their chest that just seems to be giving off heat still. Like you can almost see from where you're at even heat waves radiating off of this body. And then he takes his 2 hands and almost punches outwards at the other 2 swordsmen, and you watch as both of their heads are incinerated in a second. You see the elder kind of looks up and says, come on then! And almost faster than you could imagine, though it's not teleporting, you watch as the elder dashes into the middle of them. And you see as he gets there, he takes his fists and begins to clench them and bring them into his body, and you watch as the commandos that are near him begin to unleash another flurry of blows. You see bolts and arrows and spells being cast. You see the swordsmen that he has come up next to plunge their swords into him. He doesn't seem to react very much. You do see some slight twitches, almost like he's feeling the effects, but he's ignoring them. And you watch as his body begins to radiate, and this white light, almost from his center, seems to expand rapidly. And you watch as the blue and green lighting along the ground is turned white. You see that the entire interior of the arena becomes this blinding white light, and you lose vision of everybody down there, except for the elder, as it's just almost like a sea, where like water has risen as everybody around him is just enveloped in this white light. And you feel from where you're standing in the crowd this immense heat rising up, and even like the wall of force that you guys know how it works and you know what it is. You see cracks begin to form in this magical wall protecting you and the other people in the crowd as the light subsides, and you see the other 10 combatants are gone, and even the 3 bodies that were on the ground are no longer there. They've all been incinerated. And you watch as the elder kind of cracks his neck and looks up and he says, that was more than I meant to. Bring on the waves. And you hear as the announcer once again says, ladies and gentlemen, it is now a free-for-all. Please do not fear for the commandos. There is enough of them left to revive them this evening. And you watch as the 3 walls, not your guys's, but the 3 walls around the stands drop. And you watch as gnomes and half-elves and satyrs and humans and just all the people Zan talked to, which, given your first insight check, seems to be more than were originally intending to fight, have now started to run towards the edge. And you watch as they begin to leap and jump and toss themselves into the ring as the elder squats down and flexes and gets ready for this second wave. And that's where we'll end.
Fun.
Dum dum. call the stream there too, and then we'll pick up next week with the free for all. And
Yep.
wherever you guys want to get involved.